What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's first exclusive segment from the greatest podcast on turf. I'm Ryan.
I'm Anthony.
As you can see, we are joined by a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on? I'm Mikey, Anthony's brother. I'm very excited to be here. I've been trying to get on here forever since they started it. You know, I'm a big fan, number one fan. So yeah, I'm ready to get it going.
Yeah.
Cool. So for this episode, we're going to be doing our mock draft. We're doing one every other week. I know you guys love to see it. You guys supported our last mock draft a lot. Going to be doing it again. Another random. See what pick we get. I'm going to end up winning once again, as usual.
I won last time. I believe I had the only comment that said Anthony won.
Anyways, before we get into anything, be sure to check out our sponsor, Little Italy Pizzeria. They got the best cheesesteaks, the best pizzas in Delaware. These two fine-looking gentlemen work there.
My name's on the sign.
Me too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty much says it all. I mean, Ryan pretty much said it all. You guys remember Mikey from our NFL draft video? A lot of you guys saw it.
About 3,000 of you saw it.
3.1,
Yeah.
3,100 of you guys saw it, and 80 of you liked it. Yes, sir. But Ryan said it all. We're gonna randomly ask SIRI. I don't want to say her name because she'll activate. We're gonna ask her to randomize the picks. We're gonna do it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you guys are new, comment who at the end whose mock draft was better. So I mean, just type Anthony now and send it. I'm giving you guys fair warning. Be sure to check out the podcast this week where we ranked our about top 30 fantasy football wide receivers. Mikey had about 5 or 6 questionable ones that we touched on. So be sure to check that out. And coming out on Wednesday, we did a fantasy football sleepers video. We each picked a few sleepers, discussed why we think they're gonna discuss their late round value and potential league winners there. Next week, we're coming out with our breakouts and busts video. That'll just be me and Ryan probably though, so be on the lookout for that next week. And I think that's about to wrap it up. Y'all ready to get into the draft?
Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Let's do
Get
it.
it. 2, 1. We are live. Alrighty, so now draft is about to begin. Now we have to ask SIRI for random picks. Who wants the first number, second number, third number?
We'll let the guest get the first number.
Hey
This is
Siri,
only right.
pick a number 1 through 10. Mikey has the 10th pick. Okay, you can take the second one. Hey Siri, pick another random number 1 through 10. 9 for Ryan. Okay, you guys can't hear. I swear to God, this is random. This is all legit. Ryan has 9. Mikey has 10. Ryan has 9, and I have. Hey Siri, pick another random number 1 through 10. I got 1.
Must be nice.
Thank you, Siri. All right, claim. All right, y'all ready to start the draft?
Yes, sir.
There's some
With the
boxes.
very
Something
first
on there.
pick in the greatest podcast on turf, second 2021 fantasy football mock drafts, Anthony Lentrio, the winner of this draft, selects Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pick. It's Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook 1 and 2, I believe.
Yep. Nick Chubb at 3. Yikes.
What's going on?
You're in a weird spot.
This is a bad spot. I don't like this spot at all. Really?
You and Mikey are in about the same spot.
Actually, I
We're gonna
hate
assume
this- I
Aaron
hate
Rodgers.
this-
So we're gonna assume Aaron Rodgers is playing here.
I think so.
It's not looking like he is, but for the sake of this draft, we'll assume that Aaron Rodgers is
I
said
mean,
that he will play.
his teammates are saying that he's going to play. You know, you can kind of take that with a grain of salt.
Probably a big grain of salt.
So, with all that being said, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, I'm going to go ahead and take Aaron Jones. I'm a big running back heavy guy, especially in the first round. As you can see, all running backs went. I was
Yeah.
hoping one of these guys would fall to me. Absolutely none of them fell to me, so I'm going to go ahead and take Aaron Jones here and not really think twice about it.
Then Mikey,
Okay.
you have a kind of a
Well,
no-brainer here.
Me being in this spot here, I assumed that he was going to take another Packers player, and he didn't take another Packers player. So assuming Aaron Rodgers is playing, I'm going to go with Devontae Adams. Obviously, best receiver in the league right now. He's best route runner in the league. He'll get you high volume. He's going to get the ball a lot, whether Aaron Rodgers is playing or even if Jordan Love's playing. But I don't think Jordan Love's doing much.
Nope.
But
Dude had 18 touchdowns last year, so, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, seriously. And then your Mikey's back up on the clock, and I mean, this is 2 guys for me. I mean, I don't want to sway
Before
you.
we get into anything, this is a PPR draft.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys know.
PPR,
2
10
running
teams.
backs, 2 receivers, a flex position. Nothing special.
6 bench spots.
Okay, well,
Who are you thinking?
I'm in a very hard predicament
This is
because
a win-win for you.
in PPR, I love taking running backs. I enjoy taking running backs,
I
and
don't
it
know
was
if there's a
hard
running back worth taking
because
here.
not at all, because all the running backs went off the board fairly fast. So right here, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another high-end wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. Right here, if you look at it, he's a wide receiver 1 in Buffalo. Last year, you saw what he did in fantasy,
Okay.
averaging about 19, 20 points every week. He's going to get you high volume. He's going to be... So right now with my team, it's not my ideal situation, but right now I have 2 wide receiver ones who are going to get me high amount of points week in and week out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much a win-win for me no matter who I took at that position.
Yeah, now with this pick, I kind of have. There's a couple options. You know, like I like going running back heavy in the first 3 rounds and not really worrying about the rest. But there is a running back drop off, a significant running back drop off here. If I was to go running back, I would take Cam Akers here. But the other 2 options for me, it's probably Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is by far the best tight end in the league. Tyreek Hill is my number 2 wide receiver. I think there's a lot of wide receivers going to be there later. I'm going to go ahead and take Travis Kelce here. He's a tier break between all the other tight ends. This is a mock draft, so this is something where you experiment with. I'm going to see how my team looks when I take a tight end early and not worry about it later.
Pretty fair. I mean, I probably would have gone Tyreek Hill there, but I don't think you could go wrong with either. And let's see. Okay.
I would love the number 1 pick right now.
So this is a very good spot because I'm going to grab Cam Akers right here and not think twice about it. I think Cam Akers could be in for a monster year. We saw how good Todd Gurley was in that Rams offense a few years back before he fell off a cliff and signed to Baltimore. But, I mean, that pretty much is a no-brainer. Cam Akers could be in for a huge year. They got Matt Stafford. They're going to be trying to make another deep playoff Super Bowl run. So I'm going to grab Cam Akers there. And
my team will consist of Christian McCaffrey, Cam Akers, and Najee Harris, and I'd be completely set for the whole draft.
I'm not touching Najee Harris with a 10-foot pole because he has no one blocking for him. So right here, I'm going to grab my first receiver off the board, probably go Calvin Ridley here. Calvin Ridley, he's a receiver 1 in Atlanta. He's produced when Julio was hurt at receiver 1, so I don't really see an argument for where we've never really seen him at receiver 1 before. So Calvin Ridley there, it's good. I have 2 high-end running backs. Grab a high-end receiver there in the 3rd round. It's not a bad start at all.
Another...
This is like the high-end Chris Carson range.
I don't like this at all. I want a Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Antonio Gibson to fall to me, or even Najee Harris, but absolutely none of them fell to me. And now I'm kind of stuck with it. DeAndre Swift, who I don't want. You know, he's a Lion, and I'm not touching Lions running backs at all, really. This is just so messy. This is bad.
High-end Chris Carson range.
This is horribly bad. I don't want Josh Jacobs. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Absolutely not.
I think I'm going to have to go with wide receivers here. I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, you probably
With that being said, I'm going Keenan Allen.
like that.
He's a PPR monster, and he's got Justin Herbert. This is his first full offseason with Justin Herbert. I think he's going to take a big step forward. My team's looking all right now. I wish things fell to me better, but we'll just take that with a grain of salt.
Yep. Mikey's back on the board.
I wish I had a running back that I want to take here, but
Yeah.
I don't because I have zero.
The jersey, dude.
Yeah.
Great. I have 0 running backs on my board I can't take. So right now I'm just going to go with another PPR monster who's going to get a lot of touches, and that is Darren Waller. If you look at it, again, averages 18 points like a game in PPR, gets a lot of touches. He's literally the Raiders wide receiver 1. Henry Ruggs not doing much, and yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that.
And you're up again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that pick. I think there's a lot of talk about Darren Waller, and he's supposed to be real good this year. I don't know if I'm going Darren Waller this early. You're very loaded with pass catchers, though.
100%. So speaking of that, right now I'm gonna go ahead and
Grab
take.
another receiver.
No, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a running back here. Right now, I'm just contemplating which one. But
Scroll
honestly,
down a little far on that one.
honestly here, right now,
Oh boy, scroll
this is
far.
going to be very controversial. You can say what you want about this, but right now I'm gonna go Miles Sanders. Yes, I'm gonna go Miles Sanders, best running back on the board.
Yes, it is very controversial because the Eagles are bringing in every single running back that they could possibly imagine. Carry on.
Gainwell.
I think
Jordan Howard
came
got bought back.
Boston
Scott's still there. Their running back room is very loaded. I'm not touching Miles Sanders at all this year. I've seen some talk, Miles Sanders is going to thrive in this new offense that they got bought in. I don't know. I'm not touching Miles Sanders, especially after I touched him last year and he wasn't on much. So I'm going to leave that at that. I'm not trying to hate on your pick.
I took it. I took it purely off of I needed a running back. He'll get me points. He's gonna be a pass catcher in this offense, especially with this new offense. You see with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, he did very well.
So I'm up on the clock, and this is another. I don't like it. The 9 and 10 picks at all. If the drafts work out like this and the 9 and 10 picks look like this, I'm going to be very disappointed. Mikey, I know you might not. I don't know if you're happy with your team, but I'm not liking this really.
I'm very unhappy.
So I got two choices here, in my opinion.
Bite the bullet. I think you just gotta bite the bullet.
It's either DeAndre Swift or it's David Montgomery. And those are two names that are very disgusting.
Sorry,
for me.
what?
Who would I bite the bullet for?
Did he just say?
I think you have to just bite the bullet and grab DeAndre Swift, going off upside. Like I think you just gotta bite the bullet.
Yeah, look, the Lions. I don't think they have any receivers.
Matter of fact, take Montgomery, so I don't have to take him. So I don't have to take him. Can you take David Montgomery? So I don't have to take him.
I'm taking DeAndre Swift. A lot of people are high on him this year. I'm not very high on him. In a standard league, I wouldn't touch this dude at all. But a PPR, I think he can probably get 5 receptions, 6, maybe even 7 receptions a game. And those add up in a PPR league. So I'm going to take DeAndre Swift here.
I like Swift this year. I like him. He finished top running back 16 last year.
You're not getting David Montgomery.
Good. Their offensive line.
Your boy Chris Carson's on the
Their offensive line was fairly good. They're decent last year, and they improved with the draft of Penei Sewell this year. So, I mean, and their new head coach is very, very intent on running the ball and pounding the rock. So, could be good for DeAndre Swift. And here I am. I wanted Terry McLaurin very bad. Here we are. So, I think this is a no-brainer for me. I think I got to go Chris Godwin here.
That's fair.
I think I got to go Chris Godwin here 100%. If he's there in the 4th round, you got to go with him. He gets a lot of love from Tom Brady, the GOAT. And then here we are. Chris Carson range. I take Amari Cooper every year, so I'm trying to steer away from grabbing him. I have a few options here. It's either reach. I almost want to get your boy, but I don't want to do that to you because then the Washington football team defense is getting drafted in the bottom of the 5th round. So I'm going to let fate decide this one. This is tough. I mean, who's here? You guys are seeing this all from my point of view again, by the way, because it's recorded from my laptop. So if you see me shuffling through players or whatever, but this is a very, very weird spot. I got Chris Godwin, who I like.
And this is why we mock.
This is why we mock.
In some situations, you just have no idea what to do.
And unfortunately, Ryan, I'm going to have to do it to you and think I'm going to have to grab CeeDee Lamb here. Going to have to, I mean.
It seems to be a recurring event of you taking my people.
I mean, I
just wonder why.
You should be flattered.
Man.
And
so, with this next pick, I mean, I'm at this point, we have a tight end. Let's just grab a quarterback. I've been saying Kyler Murray, if he's there in the 5th round, I'm going to take him. This is the end of the 5th round. I'm pulling the trigger. Might be too early to draft a quarterback. If it's anybody other than Kyler Murray, yes, it is. But Kyler Murray, I think he's going to be the best quarterback in the league. I think he's going to be the MVP this year. I'm taking him. That's really enough said.
And then Mikey's on the board.
Okay,
Mark Andrews.
Well, that's like the best player available at this point. But me having back-to-back picks, I think I'm going to ride the Ryan train here and take a quarterback as well.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm just kidding.
No, he wasn't.
Quarterback.
He saw my face and said, never mind.
No, because I don't really know who to go here.
This is why we mock.
This is why
That's
we won.
exactly how.
So I can take CeeDee Lamb and Ryan can take the football team's defense coming in the back of the 6.
Whoa.
I am not in an ideal. I'm not,
Insert bark
I'm not-
noise.
I'm not in a very ideal situation right now. I'm gonna go ahead and
This is actually, Mikey. Yeah, you need running backs though. You can't afford to go another receiver.
I do need running backs bad, so that's what I'm looking at right now. It might be my time to take a sleeper here.
Just go down.
Everybody wake up.
I think I'm gonna go
Did I
ahead.
just see Kenneth Gainwell?
I think I'm gonna go here and take Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
I'm not very high on him fantasy. Last year he did pretty good for me. Other weeks kind of screwed me. But good PPR back. He's their guy. He's going to be getting a lot of the pass catching opportunities there in Cleveland. So yeah.
And you're back up again.
Well, now here, this is rough. But right now, I think
Rashad Penny.
I should go back to wide receivers, even though I already have 2 of them. Just because there's not any ideal running backs right now that I would take. I'll probably go with somebody who's very good in PPR, and I'm going to go with Tyler Lockett.
I like that.
I just believe, like, right now, at the position I'm in, like, in my eyes, he's most likely the best player available in terms of PPR.
Absolutely not.
So that's what I'm going with. You have your opinion, I have mine.
Great way to put it.
With this next pick, it's kind of between 2 guys for me. I still only have 1 wide receiver. So it's between Robert Woods and Jamar Chase. I can either go bold with Jamar Chase because he has top 10 receiver upside, or I can go kind of middle of the road with Robert Woods, expect somewhere in the teens, kind of go the safe route. But it's mock draft season, so let's go bold and get Jamar Chase, somebody who could be a top 10 receiver, and let's just see how the team turns out.
Yeah, I think that's where you're at this point. Let's see how the team turns out. I really like Robert Woods this year. I think him and Stafford are going to mesh perfect together. Here I am on the board.
Now this is not a great spot.
Either Devontae Smith or DeAndre drops in here. Just kidding. I need a running back very bad.
My eyes just got
So, let's see. Am I going to grab another one of Ryan's guys and Chase Edmonds and
Probably.
set him over the edge? That's what it's looking like.
Probably.
start a fight.
You usually do.
Yep, you should be flattered. All right, so I have 3 receivers, 2 running backs, 6th round. What would Ryan do? I'm the only one about my drafts this year. What would Ryan do?
Tony Pollard.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking Devontae
Tony
Smith.
Pollard. Nah, I grabbed CeeDee Lamb last time. So I think I'm going to go grab your boy Chase Edmonds.
Bigger.
Yep, I'm all about Ryan's guys. I'd expect the Washington football team defense acquisition from Ryan coming down the board sometime. Yeah, and here I am back on the board. We're in the 7th round. I'm not really liking my receivers here. I don't like Devontae Smith that much. I don't like Deontay Johnson or Boo Boo Schuster or DJ Chark. All of Mikey's guys on the podcast. Link in the description. Be sure to check that out. So I think I'm going to go pure upside here and grab Odell Beckham Jr. It's a 7th round. He's Cleveland's receiver 1 for right now. When he's healthy and he's going, he can produce. He puts up big numbers. Him and Baker Mayfield. I don't think you can go wrong with him there. And Ryan is back up on the board.
This is actually probably the easiest pick that I've had this whole entire draft. I'm taking Javonte Williams out of Denver. He might not start week 1. He might just have to take the job from Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon also might get suspended. He had a problem with a DUI. So if that does happen and Javonte Williams hits the ground running, I could see him starting the whole entire year. The Broncos, they've tried. They tried with Royce Freeman, Melvin Gordon, but things just haven't worked out. So they spent a pretty high draft pick, 2nd round, right?
Traded up in the 2nd round.
Traded up in the 2nd round to get
Early
Javonte
said it was like
Williams.
the 3rd overall pick in the 2nd round.
You don't do that for no reason. I'm taking Javonte Williams here. This team it's a team,
Yeah, no.
it's there.
Here we go, Mike.
That's why it's a mock. Okay.
I'll tell you right now, if I get the 9 or 10 pick in a fantasy draft, I'm going to try everything I can to trade it. This pick sucks.
I'll give you the 9th pick for the 6th pick. Anything.
Anything above 9. Because I would take all of these 8 running backs and be happy.
I'm all for having late picks, but this year, honestly, I would rather have 5 or 6 than have like 9 or 10.
I want 1, 2, 3.
I would take 1 through 5 and be happy about it.
Because then you can get like Cam Akers on the back end.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, looking at this right now, I have back-to-back picks. I'm not liking my board right now, and I'm feeling very desperate.
For a receiver-heavy team, this is not a good board for you at all.
At all, which is why I'm going
Another.
Listen, this is why I'm going with probably the safest pick that I can take right now. And Anthony, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm taking the Washington football team's defense here. I feel very desperate.
This is why we mock defense in the 7th round.
It's the best defense in the league. All
Mikey just threw the mock draft.
Why does this guy think he's an expert?
yeah, there's not too much to say about that.
Glad to have you on, Mike.
Okay, and here
He took a defense where? In the what?
there's not. That could be the title,
Yeah.
the thumbnail. I got you guys the title. But yes, okay, right here, again, not much for me to work with. I'm most likely gonna take a running back.
I'll tell you right now, before I take a defense in the 7th round, I'm going to just reach on someone.
Yep.
Yeah, which is
Literally
why.
anybody.
Which is why.
Then
I
again,
haven't-
this is why we mock.
exactly.
Mikey's first ever fantasy football mock draft.
Exactly. This is why I suck so much in fantasy, because I don't have a mock. Well, yeah, so right now here, in a very tough spot, I'm probably going to go here and grab one of my sleepers. I think I'm going to go ahead.
Dropping Wednesday. Be sure to be on the lookout for our full explanations and full details on all of our sleepers, not just Mikey's.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and grab... Again, I'm just gonna go ahead and take
He is struggling.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Leonard Fournette on upside as well. I feel as the way he played the second half of the season
Fair.
and going on in like the playoffs, he got a lot more touches than Ronald Jones, who was very inconsistent.
Playoff Lenny.
I made up for my Washington football team pick.
Now, Ronald Jones did have a lot of fumble problems. He got benched earlier in the season. Him and Leonard Fournette both had their fair share of problems. I like the pick. He had a great Super Bowl run. They bought him back, so...
With this next pick, I'm going strict upside. This guy has battled injuries throughout his career so
Love this
far,
pick.
but he has the potential to be a top 20 receiver pretty easily. As Cortland Sutton,
Love the pick.
Love it.
I needed receivers, so I'm looking at Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase, and Cortland Sutton.
Very
Yeah.
upside-heavy team. And
Yeah.
here I am.
Got a feeling I know who one of these are. It's fine.
Oh my God, yeah.
Roll with the punches.
All right, so I'm going to go here and go against almost everything I believe in and take a Steelers wide receiver and Chase Claypool. I hate the pick. I hate Ben Roethlisberger. I hate the Steelers. I think they're going to be bad this year, but they throw the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball quick, get the ball out there because they have no offensive line. So there we go. And then my next pick, I'm going with one of my guys. I've been talking about him all fantasy football offseason. Mike Davis. Mike Davis in the 9th round. He's Atlanta's running back 1, and it's not close. I touched on Mike Davis in our sleepers video dropping tomorrow, so I'm not going to go into any details about him at all. Be on the lookout for that if you want my explanation, but I think it's fair to say I won this draft.
I lost badly.
Mikey gave up in the
I lost.
7th round.
I lost badly.
And Ryan's guy, that was
I wanted Zeke in the first round, and then I wanted Michael Carter.
in a 9th, and he didn't get either.
I also wanted Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This team before me is they're just
Said you got Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, and whoever this is.
whoever that is a great answer. Yeah, I don't really know who this is going to be. I was really banking on Michael Carter falling to me there, but there's a couple choices here. We're in the 9th round. I'm kind of just going to wing it in a way. Take Trey Sermon. Mostert has struggled with injuries. They drafted Trey Sermon for a reason. I think Trey Sermon could potentially be a starting running back in the league.
I agree.
I'm shooting my shot there. We'll see if he starts. I need to take a shot on running back, so that's what I'm doing.
Who are you looking at, Mike?
Right now, I'm gonna go back to my wide receiver lane here.
Fair.
Although, like this guy, he's battled injuries a little bit, not too much. and I still think he's the wide receiver 1 in where he plays, and I'm gonna go Tyler Boyd here. I know it seems like a reach, but like I feel like at this spot, I feel like it's pretty fair, just considering just his production year in and year out.
No, the way he was very good last year. I had him in fantasy. He
Could have took him or you took Washington.
yeah, and I wouldn't have said it was a reach at all. I
Well,
mean,
I got both.
arguably the best slot receiver in the league in the 9th round. That's fair. He produced a lot in the offense last year. Production went down when Burrow got hurt, which is going to happen, but even then he was still getting 10, 15 points a game, which isn't bad. So I like that pick a lot.
No quarterback willing to that I want to take here, so I'm not taking quarterback. Like I just think at this spot, bro.
Well, just heads up, teams do take 2 quarterbacks in here, so if you wait too long, you're going to get stuck with Justin Fields or like Baker Mayfield.
Speaking on that, mine as well. Go ahead and take my shot at a quarterback here.
Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
So you didn't get cheaped at the end.
Yeah, I got you. Somebody who I feel like is pretty consistent in terms of this PPR as a quarterback,
I have a feeling Ryan's not going to like this
and
one.
you can't go wrong with this guy. He's in a much better system
Yep.
now.
Not going to like this one.
He's just I arguably think he's the best fantasy quarterback on the board. But right now, I'm gonna go with Ryan's guy, Matt Stafford.
With Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. on the board, you said Matt Stafford is the best fantasy quarterback
in my opinion,
available.
Tom Brady is not a good fantasy quarterback.
Tom Brady
is not a good
Jr.
fantasy quarterback. He was on our waivers last year. He's not a good fantasy quarterback.
Clearly,
He's not
you
gonna-
guys don't know what you're doing. Anyways, between 2 guys here, I think I'm taking another shot at running back. It's either David Johnson.
Sorry, what? Their backfield's very crowded for me to touch, and even their team sucks for me to touch anyone. From
Or it's
Houston.
Damian Harris. If Cam Newton starts, Damian Harris is going to be a piece of junk. I'll tell you that right now. Cam Newton likes running the ball in the end zone. This is what he does. It's all he does because he can't throw it. I'm going to take my chances on Money Mac Jones starting and handing the ball to Damian Harris, taking my
Mac
shot on
Jones
him
sucks.
here.
So we're
Damian
not
Harris
gonna
could
speak that
potentially
into
be
fruition.
a decent running back this year, so give him to me.
Okay, so here I am. I'm going to quarterback here. Love Tom Brady here. Probably. Let's see. Wait, who else? I have back-to-back picks, so it really don't matter. What do I have? 4 receivers. What tight ends are here? All right. I'm gonna get a little different here. I'm gonna go I don't have any Vikings, do I? I'm gonna go Irv Smith Jr. here. Might be a tad early. I like the pick. I think he's gonna produce in the offense this year. Kyle Rudolph's gone.
No shot.
He's there. I think he'll be fine this year. They said Kirk Cousins is playing with swag this
He's the 4th option on the Vikings.
Hit the gritty.
So Irv Smith, he's tight end 1 there. Tight end Kirk Cousins shows him some love sometimes when he's not getting sacked or throwing a pick or throwing Justin Jefferson a touchdown. So Irv Smith Jr., one of my tight ends this year. And right now, I think I'm between Tom Brady and Ryan Tannehill here. 11th round, it's good value for either of them. I think I'm going to go Tannehill just so I don't jinx Tom Brady. I'm a very superstitious guy, so I don't want to jinx him.
Trevor Lawrence and Tom Brady went the 2 picks after.
The best young quarterback in the league and the best quarterback ever.
And then Joe Burrow
Just
went
kidding.
after.
No.
With this next pick, I'm going to go wide receiver route. I'm going to take a guy that's kind of a value pick here. Antonio Brown's here in the 11th round. You kind of have to take him. I know he has, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but I think Antonio Brown can still get catches in this offense. And catches in Tampa Bay's offense are going to be good catches. I think if he gets, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 a game, it can give me a touchdown. And if Mike Evans or Chris Godwin happen to get hurt, which they have gotten hurt before, injuries, I'm not, hoping on injuries, obviously, but they have gotten hurt before. I'm going to take Antonio Brown here.
Solid pick. Like that one. I agree with your explanation.
Right here, I'm between 2 receivers. I think right here,
One of them better have the last name Samuel.
they're both.
They both better have the last name Samuel.
They both do. But right here, I'm gonna take. He's one of my. He's one of my.
Both.
He's one of my sleepers, and I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel here.
Love that pick.
He's the wide receiver 2 in Washington.
I'm in love with Washington.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, I'm not a big fan of Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he will throw the ball and he will get it to his receivers.
He's a baller.
100%.
Samuel's also going to be used as a gadget guy, so they're going to feed him the ball.
100%. And right here, again, I'm thinking about picking a receiver here, but I might go another tight
I don't think
end.
you can.
Another?
I don't think.
You do not need another.
Do whatever you want. This is why we mock.
I'm
This
just
is
here.
Mikey's first mock draft.
I'm just here.
There is
doing
no
my-
need for another tight end.
right here. I think this is more of. Yeah,
What do you need?
I'm going another receiver here.
Oh boy.
Actually, no. Wait, backtrack.
Very inconvenient.
Todd Gurley's on the board.
The Ravens' third string running back.
Got signed?
I think he's on to Baltimore. Yeah.
No, he's still in Atlanta. But I'm not a big
No,
fan.
he's not.
He's a free
it says-
agent.
He's a free agent. I thought he signed in
again,
Baltimore.
I'm still not a
No,
big.
he's
I still haven't been a big fan of Todd Gurley for the past few years, so I'm gonna go ahead and go.
I was joking with Todd Gurley.
I know.
If you-
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Indianapolis Colts pass catcher in Naeem Hines. He's gonna be catching a majority of Carson
I
Wentz
like that one.
passes. Any of them he does connect on. You know,
I need.
because I'm not a big fan of Carson Wentz at this moment.
You just loved him. You were.
This is another pretty easy pick for me. I'm kind of going with a handcuff here. My running back situations is not looking great, so I think if I can secure the starting running back for the Packers, I will. A.J. Dillon has a ton of upside. Let me grab them both.
Oh damn! I was gonna say, don't you have Aaron Jones already? Got both. Enough said.
No matter what, I have the starter.
Yeah. All right, so here I am. I'm at the point now where I need defensive kicker, and I have 2 value picks left. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my defense because they're gonna go off the board here, coming back down to my pick, and I'm gonna get stuck with a sorry defense. So I'm gonna go Tampa Bay here. Oh, if it registers. Don't know why that's doing that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I gotta wait for this to register.
So far, how do you like the team?
I love my team a lot. Yeah, while this is registering, I think it's pretty clear who won this one.
It's pretty clear who lost as well.
That you gave up in the 7th round,
Yeah.
and Ryan was kind of giving up after his
DeAndre
in the 4th
Swift.
when he had.
My team's fine. I mean, I wouldn't leave the draft happy with it, but I think I did good for the situations that was handed to me.
Okay, I don't know what is going on right now.
My team's pretty solid all around. I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me try and back out of it. Sorry, technical difficulties. Oh, okay, yeah, it worked. Took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense there. Sorry for the technical difficulties. And now I'm back up on the board. Got my defense. Now this is pretty much going to go straight off of value here. And I'm going to go safe route here and grab Chuba Hubbard, the Panthers' backup running back. Case McCaffrey does go down. He had some injuries last year just to be safe. Not wishing injuries or anything, just pure on the safe side.
Somehow, Elijah Moore won.
And you're not happy about it?
So I'll go to another kind of sleeper guy that I like, and it's Mike Williams. You know, the narrative for the past few years is Mike Williams is the number 2 wide receiver in Los Angeles, and he's going to be a stud. He kind of just had 1 year of him being a stud.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, then I'll just, let him go. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. But Mike Williams does have the potential to be an absolute stud receiver. Maybe with the full offseason with Justin Herbert, he'll try to make things work, and, we'll see how it happens.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Mikey's up. for
right
this.
here, this is the first pick I knew who I was gonna take, like off rip. I think right here, it's only safe to go Darnell Mooney here. Getting
Love the
somebody
pick.
with this value that late, you have to take him. He's like a must take at that position.
Enough said.
And right now, again, I'm back in a pickle.
A pickle.
I don't
That's a new
know.
one.
I don't really know who I'm
I'm
gonna
in a
take
pickle.
here. I just think right now, it's just safe to, again, like Anthony said, go with just value, just off of pure value. So I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and take Jamal Williams. Yes, he's on the Detroit Lions,
I like that.
but yes, he's going to be getting a lot of pass catches from.
See you, Dad.
He's going to be getting a lot of pass catches from Jared Goff. I've said.
So part of me wanted to take a Henry Ruggs here and then just stream a kicker week 1, but I kind of don't see the player that I would drop in that situation. So I'm going to go ahead and take my kicker. Best kicker in fantasy football is here, Harrison Butker. You kind of have to do it. One of the best scoring offense in the league. Probably my best pick in my whole entire
And
career.
Rodrigo Blankenship and Younghoe Koo are off the board.
So my 2 kickers.
So now, I think I'm going to go with Tyler Bass here, the Bills kicker. Bills are going to score a lot of points. They scored a lot of points last year. Pretty much a no-brainer for my final pick. You already know who I'm going with here. One of my sleeper breakout guys. Don't forget, videos dropping Wednesday and next week about sleepers and breakouts and busts. Amon-Ra St. Brown, another Detroit Lion. Talked about that on the video dropping Wednesday. Be sure to check that one out for my full explanation. Not going to spoil it for you guys. And Ryan and Mikey's final picks. Here we go.
Nice. All the defenses are gone.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
I mean, Miami's there.
and Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm taking Cleveland. They have one of the best pass rushes in the league. They have a great secondary. They have huge potential to be a top defense in the league. They're in a, kind of a defensive division. You got young quarterbacks in there. The Ravens are really the only threat, I would say. So that's why I'm going with the Browns.
And then with the final pick, Mr. Irrelevant, Mikey needs a kicker, and this
I'm
one
gonna
is
go-
pretty evident.
I'm going to go here.
Two guys.
I'm going to go here and take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker and Ryan Suckup. I'm not talking about a kicker, but yes, he's on a team that's going to score a lot of points, so he's going to get me a good amount of points each week.
Enough said, and I mean, that's the end of the draft. Here's a full look at all of our teams. Comment whose was better. Just go comment Anthony, like I said in the beginning. Mikey gave up in the 7th round.
Don't even comment me. I'm not even going to fight for it. But my team, if you look at it, yes, I took the Washington football defense so early, but my defense is solid all around if you really look at it top to bottom.
Just think
Nice.
though, you could have had Cortland Sutton.
Michael Carter,
Cortland
Mike
Sutton.
Davis.
Cortland Sutton was taking a pick. Oh, yeah. I could've-
Yeah, we took Leonard Fournette. You could have had Cortland Sutton, T. Higgins, Hawkinson even.
You could have had all of these people.
Hey,
You could have had
this is-
anyone down.
This is why we mock. This
This is why we mock.
This is practice for me, and I'm gonna have a better 2 drafts because of it.
My takeaway is if you get the 9th and 10th pick, try to get away from it.
Yep. Enough said. Thank you guys for
More of a
watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. This is why we mock. We'll be back in not next week, the week after with another mock draft. That one, me and Ryan will be on the same team drafting. That should be fun. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys. Thanks for coming on, Mike.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Yep. See you guys. Peace.
So, yeah.